Over the years, prop firm has grown so massively in the industry that now literally anybody can have a firm. You can testify to the firms you see everywhere. A lot of them, like I can literally mention up to 20 firms that are already existing, and more are even still coming out. Right? 4 years ago, the only firm I knew of, the only firm that was even common then was FTMO, and FTMO wasn't very popular. FTMO and BlueFX, those are the only two firms I knew of before the existence of my Forex funds. Everybody started coming out and everything like that. So right, these prop firms have become very common. Have you asked yourself, why are they common? Why didn't they exist since? They not existed far back as when trading started. Why was it just 4 years ago? Why was it just last 2 years ago or 2 years ago everybody started coming out with their firms and everything? You ask yourself that question. Now, this is the reason. Prop firm is a business. It's a business model. Just look at it as a business model. And when, as a businessman or a businesswoman, when you're about to start a business, the first thing you look at is knowing if your business is going to be profitable over the long run. And if it's going to be profitable over the long run, then why shouldn't you do that business? And that's what prop firm is about. Prop firm is a business. I'm not bashing them for any. It's a very good business, giving us opportunities to have funds to fund our account, our trader, change our life, have that dream of being a professional trader, right? But right now, you should change. There is a narrative in your head probably right now that you need to change about these firms, right? These firms are built for you to fail. These firms are built for you to not keep buying challenges. That's how they are built. They are built for you to keep buying challenges. And how do they make money? They make money from the tiny fees you claim you pay. From the tiny fees, all those challenge fees and everything. That's where the money comes from, right? So now, if someone makes money from the challenge fees, what do you think, or how do you think they will want to make more money from you coming back to buy more challenges, right? Now, shifting us from the era where we just get into the forex industry, we fund our accounts with the least $100. We trade our personal money for a very long period of time, learning how to trade, learning how to do this, learning how to do everything with your personal money before you keep on. Then when you want to, like, when you've gotten very good at it, then you progress to larger accounts like $1,000, getting funds from maybe savings, work and everything. It has shifted from that whole narrative. Right now, if a newbie comes to the industry, I think some of the mentors could just tell them, okay, fine, the next thing after knowing what candlesticks is and blah blah, the next thing you are diverting you to is a prop firm. A newbie can be telling you about a prop firm already, and why are you going for prop firm? Why do you think prop firms are the things that are going to make you very profitable? Do you think that's what the market is about? No, that's not what the market is about. Now you're using your money, the money you're supposed to use to learn personally with no pressure, no time, nothing. You're giving it back to that firm. They're making money off you, telling you that you could become a professional trader, trading large capital. Of course, they don't lie. They didn't lie. You can actually become a very profitable trader and a very professional trader that make trading your living, make trading your source of living by trading their funds. But come, let me tell you something. That mindset should change. That's not the ideology. They want you. It's built for you to fail. And when something is built for you to fail, you have to devise a means at which you cannot beat the odds, right? You can beat the odds. Now, when you come to a prop firm account, lots of prop firms, down on YouTube, you could see a lot of people talking about prop firm, what I did, risk 1% per trade, I'll risk 1% per trade and everything. Don't do that. Don't do that in a prop firm account. Don't do that. You don't want to do that, because there is no reason for you risking 1%. You pass the first phase, you pass this phase to 1%, then you don't even get paid out. At the end of the day, you find out that that your 1% didn't pay off. I can remember back in last year, 2022, when I traded $100,000 account. I traded that account for 4 months, and funny enough, I traded that account with a group of friends. Like, we're all in a group. We're just talking about how disciplined we were meant to be, not being emotional. Anytime we want to take a trade, we discuss it, and everybody takes the trade. Funny enough, I love the ideology behind that. I love the way I was taking trade. I find myself very disciplined. I was finding myself following my rules, not allowing emotions come through and everything. So it was very, 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 very productive. Now I passed my first phase with that method. In my phase 2, I was unable to pass my phase 2, and that was very, very, very bad. It was very, very bad because I was unable to pass my phase 2 because I spent about a month plus coming out from drawdown, and I could not even meet up, right, with what the target that was given to me. So I feel the challenge. Now at the end of the day, my $500 I paid for my account was gone. Nobody compensated me. Nobody told me, okay, thank you for being a very nice trader, risking 1% of your trade. You see, none of that happened. Why? Because the most important thing here in trading, in this prop firm, is you bringing out or having that was first payout. That is the most important thing, trust me. Now, how should you look at these prop firms? Like, how should you approach them? Just look at a prop firm like a casino. Now, in a casino, when you come, you're like rolling odds. You're coming with your risks. You're putting your money on the line. You're risking what you're about to, you're comfortable losing, knowing that you could get something way bigger. If a firm comes to tell you that you should use $500 to buy a $100,000 account, that $100,000 account might look very, very huge in your ear. Like, wow, $100,000 account, that is very huge for a $500 account. I can literally make tons of thousands just for my $500 risk. But that's very wrong. When a firm tells you to trade $100,000 with a $500 fee, this is what it simply means. They're literally telling you to trade $10,000, risking 10% of that $10,000 with your $500. Come here, tell you, okay, you're trading a $100,000 account, and okay, fine, you are funded or you are in your phase 1, and in that $10,000 account, $100,000, I don't know why I keep saying 10,000. Down your $100,000 account, you're giving a max drawdown, and at this drawdown, your whole challenge and everything is come to an end. So what you should be looking at now is you trading that max drawdown that was given to you. So if you're giving a $100,000 account, if they tell you to lose 10% of that account, if you not to lose 10%, that means you're trading a $10,000 account, risking 10% per trade. Because if you're risking 1%, you claim you're risking 1% on a $100,000 account that you are told not to lose 10% of. You are simply risking 10% of that, your balance of what you are giving to not to lose, or what you are giving to trade. In an account, it's just like me having a $10,000 account funded in my account, and I'm retaining $1,000 per trade. You personally, if you have a $10,000 account in your account right now, you're not going to be risking $1,000 per trade. You're going to be risking less. That's when you can talk about you risking 1% per trade. That means before your account goes void, you have to lose 100 times, which is not possible. Now you can see the ideology. Using that 1% or thinking that you're risking 1% of your trade in prop firm account is like mad. It is not. You're risking actually 10% of what you're giving to lose. And that is how you should be looking at this now. Now, when you want to get a prop firm account, that money, that fee you are giving to them, that fee you're using to buy, is literally where they make money from. That fee what you're giving to use to buy is a business. You're buying and selling. You're exchanging. You're paying for their service. You're rendering your service, and you're paying for their service, right? That is how they make money, simply. So now, when you have an account, when you want to get an account, you get a prop firm account with like let's say $100 a 10K account. Then you come with $100 to buy that account. That your $100 you're using to buy that account is your risk, right? It's just your risk. You're like risking $100 to get any amount of money you want to get in your payout. Now, go back if you want to really research about these guys. You can if you want a video about my Forex fund that my Forex fund starts, I can make a video about that, and I will show you guys the stats, show you how little the percentage of people get their payouts. Don't be fooled by what you see on social media. That's a mistake. it's a very little amount of people that get it, the final payout, and what matters the most is the final payout. A very small amount of people that get the final payout. Now, it's not my Forex fund's fault. It's a businessman. I like their ideology. It's them thinking out of the box to make money, and that's a very, very nice thing. So now that your $200 is your risk, now you're risking, you're putting on the table, and now that's just the only thing you're working with. And anyhow you want to like pass a challenge, anyhow you want to get funded, all depends on you, so long you don't hit their drawdown limits. And that's what this video, part of the video, is also about. I'm showing you guys an asymmetrical way of passing a challenge, instead of you using that old conventional way of thinking you're risking 1% when you're actually risking 10% of what you're giving to you, right, to trade. And it's very, 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 very sad, right? So in this video, I'll show you guys how an asymmetrical way of passing a challenge. Now, I believe you've seen the way this firm are, the way you should come to this firm, and like the mindset you should come to this firm is. Any strategy, any way you can like beat these odds and try and like make your payment or make your payout is just what matters. Any way at all, right? It is built for you to fail. Leave all the whole, some firms are not like you have unlimited time. Whether a trader has unlimited time or she will still fill that account, you will still fail. Check the start before unlimited, and that's not the problem. People still feel they're using this thing just to sell. Of course, I'm not bashing them. So, but I'll be showing you guys the best way of passing this challenge, right? And let's just get to that. So guys, this is what I mean by the asymmetrical way of passing a challenge, right? Now, I'll be explaining this and just be showing you guys the best way, like how I'll be trying to like explain this to the best understanding, right? Now, when you buy a firm, when you buy a prop firm account, let's say assume you got a 10K account, let me say a $10,000 account from a firm, FTM or MFF, any firm at all, right? Now, you know, the max drawdown for this, the max drawdown that you usually see is most times 12, or let me just use the commonest one, 10%. Then the max daily drawdown is actually 5. Some firm has it as 4 and stuff like that, right? Now, this max drawdown you have here, right? Sorry. This max drawdown that you have here is just them telling you that, oh, fine, bro, don't lose, this max drawdown, they're just telling you don't lose $1,000 in this account. That's just how you should be looking at it. Don't lose $1,000 in this account. But the sad thing that you do is, when you come trading this account, you start risking $100 per trade on this account, thinking you're risking 1% to actually make your targets, right? Now you're actually risking 10% of this amount of money, which doesn't even sound good in a way. Imagine risking 10% per trade. That's very bad. That's literally very bad. So right now, when I mean asymmetrical way of passing your challenge, now this should, number one, depend on your strategy. This should depend on your strategy. Now, some traders, I don't know some traders, but it's very, very common for a trader to have 1 to 3 risk reward ratio, or 1 to 3 risk reward trades. It's I find it, I'm talking about from my own experience and everything. Finding 1 to 2 and 1 to 3 risk to reward trades are kind of easy, not too easy, but it's very common for me, right? It's very common, like literally any trader I'm looking for 1 to 3, sometimes 1 to 2. But let's just assume now you're looking for a 1 to 3 risk to reward trade. Now, when you risk that your 1% that you think you're risking, which is actually 10%, you risk that 1% to get 3%. Now, let's assume now this trade played out well. Let's assume this trade now played out well. Now you upwards 3%. You're upwards 3%. Now, if you're up 3%, this is a what? This is a demo profit. You're not using this 3% to do anything. It's not a live account. Unlike a live account, when you are up 3%, that is real money. You can actually withdraw that 3%. So why are you risking everything? This is just demo profit. So now, why will you keep on risking 1% to next up maybe make another 1 to 3? Probably when you're let's say you now be up 6%, which in line the next trade could be a loss. Then you be up 2%. Then you just be going in that cycle. Time will be going. You'll be frustrated. Then psychology will hit up with you. Emotions will come and play. Come and take a very 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 massive role in your own decision. At the end of the day, you lose your votes. You lose your accounts. Right? That is very, very, very bad. Now, when you're up 3%, we're just like assuming that this is a very, 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 very this is a very profitable trade. You're up 3%. Next up, what are you looking for now? This exact type of trade, you have to be so disciplined that this exact type of trade that you took, this your A plus setup, this your setup with high strike rate, is the only setup you take. If it takes you once a week to see that kind of setup, I'll advise you just be very, very, very patient with it. Be very, very, very patient with it. If it takes you if it takes you 1 to 2 weeks to find that setup, be very patient with it. I bet you it's worth the risks. Now, let's just say the next trade, now you're looking for a 1 to 2 weeks to reward trade. It's kind of easier, right? You're risking this whole 3%. You're risking this whole 3% on that trade, right? To get what? 6%. And let's assume now that trade was also a winner, right? Now you're looking, this is just only one type of setup. You're not taking a random trade because it's 1%. You're having any trade, you're just taking normal trades. Now you're looking for 1 to 2, and let's say you hit your take profits, then you will upwards 6 watts. You made 6%, then 6% plus 3%, you've made 9%. Now I'm giving this as I'm using an example of my Forex fund that tells you to make 8%. And now you're up 9% already with just 2 trades, and you've passed your challenge. You've passed your challenge with 2 trades, and you move to the next phase. Next phase, same thing, 1 to 3. Now, after 1 to 3, you risk 1%. You risk that whole 3% and just look for even 1 to 1. Instead of 1 to 2, you look for 1 to 1 because you have been told to make 5% of your profits, right? So that's what you just do then. Now, this is the good part of the strategy. This is a good part of the approach. But let's assume now this your first trade was a what? Was a loss. Mind you, you just be downward -1%. Now, when you're down -1%, it doesn't mean you should start risking that same 3%. No, that's very, very unprofessional. You keep on risking 1%. See, look at this number 3 here. If first trade is a loss, maintain the 1% risk till balance is in profit. You keep on risking that 1%, that's the rule. You keep on risking that 1%, even if you are in 1% drawdown, 2% drawdown, you keep on risking 1%. And mind you, are taking that same type of A plus setups. You're not being emotional. You're not like taking anyhow trades, right? That's where all these things come in. You have to be very, 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 very smart about this. Now you're taking that amount of trade. And me, I know my strike rate. If I'm taking just those type of positions, I'm permitted to lose 3 times. That is the worst I can go. So I can just be down -3%. Maybe the next one, which can be 1 to 3, will bring me, that means any win I have, bring me back to break even, and I'm back on board. Now imagine this was a first loss, then the second trade was what? A winner, then you'll be up 2%. Now that 2%, what you do is that you risk that same amount of 2%, that same 2% for that same setup. Now you're looking for 1 to 3. So you're risking that 2% to what? Make what? Possibly 6%. And 6 plus 2 is what? 8.
right? It is easier, it will be faster when you would have very good strike rate, like the first trade is a win, or you had just one loss and you win, it will be easier. But let's say you lost two times, then if you win one trade, you be upwards 1%. Then you mind you, you have to still risk that 1% normally to make anything. So let's say you're risking 1%, you're risking 1% to make 3%. If you make 3%, you'll be up 4%. Then in that 4%, you can just risk that whole 4%, or if you can choose to risk only 3% to find 1 to 2, then you find your target. That is very, 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 this is a very, very smart approach. This is a very, very smart approach. Passing your firms and pro-firm accounts. You should try this. You should try this. Now, the basic rule you should have in mind is that at no cost should you risk more than 1%, or should you risk more than 1% of that your balance. But when you are in a drawdown, don't try it. Don't try it at all. And the bad thing of this, the con of this strategy is that literally almost all the time you might be at break even. Probably just say when you make 2% profit, you're up 2%, you're up 2%, the next stop you're losing that 2% and you're back to break even. Of course, we're not doing anything with profit. But I don't mind being break even. I'm not doing anything with the profits, right? You're just being very smart about it. And mind you, this is just for the challenge first phase and second phase. But when you funded, just risk 0.5% of that account. Don't risk 1%, just risk 0.5% of that account, and possibly wait for your words. Maybe after that 0.5% of that you risk, then the 1.5% profit you have, then just wait, and so that 1.5, let's say you get 1.5% profit, then wait for your profit split for this first trade you took that was a profit, and get your refunded fee back. When you have those two things now, you can now toy with your words, with your accounts. You can toy with your account. You've gotten the money you spent in. You're already profitable already. You're already profitable. So you've gotten the money you spent and you've gotten profits. Then you can start risking anything what you want to risk. I hope this video helps, right? I'm calling a wrap here.